What's up, guys? How is everyone doing? Dave Van Auken. I'm so pumped. I've been wanting to talk with Lydia for a minute. Lydia Warren, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Yeah, it's just I know a lot of people around you and at the gym, and then you're probably in circles around, and it's just like us always seeing you from afar, but it's awesome just to chat with you for 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, a couple different things. Got some fan questions. It was awesome. I threw that out there on Fight Bananas and you shared it, and people like you. It was just flood with questions. Probably had around like 50 questions. I got around 8 or 10 that we'll talk about. But I'm just
Yeah, out of the 50, I'm sure the rest were not great.
It's crazy. I don't know if you know this. So I have a podcast with Taylor Starlin, Bare Knuckle FC superstar, and she's polarizing. She's huge on social media and stuff of that nature. And we ask questions on each other. So sometimes we're in each other's, like, you can see the DM stuff.
Yeah.
God, man, some of the craziest, raunchiest shit ever. Like,
I always just troll them back. I don't even care.
I'm starting to do that now. I'm starting to like that. It's kind of a fun thing.
I just troll them back, and then they're all, "I'm sorry, I didn't want to disrespect you." I'm like, "Shut up."
Yeah. It's so fun. Even through the keyboard warrior thing, even through that, like, they apologize so damn quick. They don't want any smoke.
It's crazy, bro. And nobody wants to be offensive to me for some reason, but I'm like, it's okay. Say it with your chest, you know.
Yeah. You shot your shot. You shot it. Awesome. Very cool. Well, very pumped to talk to you. Okay, we're kind of in the new year, a couple days into it. If I had to ask you, just not personal wise, nothing of that nature, just strictly fight wise and MMA wise, what would be a perfect 2022 for you?
Honestly, to fight as much as possible. Because last year I did not fight at all, and I had a really hard time getting a fight the whole year. And now, like, going into the new year, like, I'm in a really good place and I have a lot of good people around me. And so, yeah, just to fight as much as possible. I got some good news today. I'm not going to speak on it yet because I don't have like an opponent or anything. Okay. But I have like a card and a date. So it would be this month. So
nice. That's exciting.
That would be great. That would be a great start. So I just need to find an opponent for that, and that would be good.
Very cool. Very cool. It's funny how that works. If something like that at the beginning of the year, if that's kind of where your mindset's at, and it kind of kicks off right, like, you're going to fight like 4 times now. Like, if everything works out,
I hope
like,
so. That's the plan. Right, and I kind of knew that's how it was going to go because I'm looking for my pro debut, right? And I've had a hard time doing that. But I knew that, like, once I get kicked off, I was pretty sure that I was just going to fight back to back to back to back, and it was going to go quick. So I've been preparing for that mentally for a while. So I'm ready for that now.
Okay. And like I said, we talked to some of the same people and some of the same circles. And I knew your next fight is 100% your pro debut, right? Like, that's kind of okay.
Yes. Like, I ain't fighting for free no more.
I love it. Hey, some of those shows aren't that much though at the beginning, but
no, I don't even care. I just did that for funsies, but honestly, I don't really care. I have a job to pay my bills, so whatever. Right. I just want to fight.
No, and kind of the double on that is, no one understands, like, of course, Conor McGregor, everyone sees Conor's checks now, but he had to start 1-0 somewhere. Like, he had to get a $600 check somewhere, and then that shit builds.
Yeah, and I'm not worried about that. I know eventually, I know that I'm going to get paid well. Like, I know I will, so it's whatever. And the rest of it, I'm like, that's why I work anyways. I make a good living now, so I just do this for, not for fun, because it ain't that fun.
It's like your passion. It's like what you, 5 years from now, you're 100%, a champion in some kind of, I was talking about that, some kind of PFL course. I know the weight classes isn't there yet. Bellator's been bringing in a lot of girls lately at a lot of different weight classes. There's Invicta FC. Of course, there's the monster, the UFC. Is there one that you're maybe leaning a little bit towards that you would love to kind of end up with, or just, we'll see, and whatever the road takes you, and you'll be happy in any major professional organization?
Honestly, I'm going to be cool with whatever happens. Whoever pays me the best and takes care of me the best. I think my management company and everything is looking mostly to the UFC, and honestly, I would rather be in the UFC than any of the rest of them. But whatever happens. I kind of just go with the flow, and I know that if it's meant for me, it's going to come, and that's just kind of how I live my life. So
love it. Love it. All right. So I was checking out your IG, And one thing I noticed through it, right, is it seems like you have such a great sisterhood in that gym. It just seems like
Yeah.
and I know there's hard times and there's struggles, and I know it's social media, and sometimes we don't post that. Even me as a dad, sometimes you don't post when the girl's crying. When one of my daughters is crying, you post when they're smiling. But it just seems at the gym, you guys have so many great pictures together and multiples. It's not very rarely of just you, 3, 4, 5 girls. Tell me about the sisterhood and about the great times you guys have in that gym.
So honestly, we have a good amount of girls right now. It's not always like that. I've been at the gym now for like 5 years. And there's been like consistent ones of us that are there. And then every once in a while we'll get like new girls that come in and out. But right now we do have a good amount of girls, and Michelle's going into camp. So
Right.
that's somebody around my size. But honestly, over the past few months though, the winter time's always slow. So I've been really one of the only girls in there, but now that's kind of changing, which is nice. Especially if I'm gonna have this fight, Michelle will have a fight, so that way we can all just get back in there, and have people around my size. So
Like it. What was there a story you said 5 years ago? Was there a story early in those days at the gym? You're like, fuck it, I'm done. Like this shit's hard. 6 months in, 8 months in, or just a bad sparring session on a Saturday. Have you had those kind of moments?
I mean, yeah, everybody has when they started out. When I came to this gym, I really didn't know anything at all. I literally back home, I was in college. I had started doing jujitsu for like maybe 6 months. I had no idea what was going
Wow,
on.
that long. Okay.
Yeah, and I just decided, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a fighter, and moved across the country. And so I didn't really have anything when I came to the gym. I remember the fighters had been like, oh, she's not gonna last. Like, I give her like 2 weeks. And then now here I am 5 years later,
Right.
and I'm like one of their prospects. So, you never know what's gonna happen. But yeah, of course, my first like freaking year of training there and stuff, I cried all the time because I'm like, I'm not good. And then like once I started getting good, then I'm like, oh, I don't really care. Like, once you chill out about doing that stuff, like you kind of get the hang of it. And I don't really have any bad days anymore, to be honest. Because even if it is like a bad day, like it's not that bad,
Right.
Like it's not that bad.
Right. Awesome, man. Very excited. I hope that phone call, maybe we will talk in a couple of days. Maybe we can do some kind of fun announcement or even something for you. Like I said, I was blown away. And, I've been wanting to talk to you for a minute, but when I put that fan question out, so many people were so pumped you're coming on the show. So if you're cool with it, we'll roll. We'll kind of ask some questions. Like I said,
Yeah,
I'll skip a lot, but I got some good ones.
Nah, throw them. I don't care. Let's go.
Real quick, but by the way, you said you moved from across the country. Where'd you start from?
Oh, I'm from North Carolina originally.
North Carolina. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Some questions. Here we go. I won't do all the names and stuff because some of them are hard as shit. But
that's okay.
What moment did you realize you were in love with fighting?
I want to say when I won, but not really. I don't really know.
That's cool.
I mean, my first fight, like my amateur debut or whatever, I hadn't been training that long, like maybe like 8 months total, including the 6 months of doing just the jujitsu that I knew. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready, blah, blah, blah. Got my ass beat. But fell in love with it probably when I won.
Really?
I was like, oh, cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, once I got that in my hand raised, I was like, oh, yeah, you're all fucked now. Like, it was that moment I was like, yeah.
Love it. Oh, yeah, by the way, you can fucking curse on it. I should probably send that to you off there. But, yeah, go with it.
Immediately was like, Lydia, chill. But then, like, my humor is just too aggressive. So I'm like, I got to do it. Whatever.
There you go. This question's great. How they worded it. They go, who grapples the shit out of you at the gym?
Honestly, my best friend Jesse. He beats my ass. But nah, we go back and forth.
Okay.
But honestly, yeah, he's good. He's good. Yeah, like the small guys, and they do not because they do not fuck around with me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
especially when it was just me being the only girl in there for a while. Like, I was just going with the 125-pound guys for like months at a time, but I got really, really good during that time because they're just strong. You know what I mean? Like, even if like they're just strong as shit. I had one time when one of my friends, Jordan, he was just like, and he's a really good wrestler, and he was just like holding me, and I was like, bro, chill, like, dog, like, damn, I can't breathe, you know what I mean? But honestly, like, my jujitsu is good, and they always make fun of me because they're always like, Lydia will just roll out of anything, like, I'll just fucking start, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I don't really have a huge problem with that. And then I'll always just make fun of them because I'll just like, if I get on top, I'll just start screaming. I'll be like, Lydia, Nurmagama. And then they're just like, shut up.
Love it. People don't realize how, like you said, the lighter weight classes for the guys, they're stacked. Like you're not 135 and not a machine.
Honestly, you have to be at 125, 135 guys.
Stacked.
They're just so fucking fast. Like you watch their fights compared to like the heavier weight classes, and there's just like consistent, like constant action. Like you have to be moving 100 miles an hour at all times. Like,
and I feel like they're more well-rounded too. Like the lower weight classes, there's no
they have to be
at 135.
Because I'm not gonna say because they don't hit as hard, because there is like a lot of knockouts still, you know what I mean? And comparatively, they're still the same size, so it's like whatever. But when you're heavier, sometimes you can, like, that's why heavyweights all the time you see like first round knockouts and stuff, you know, because they just hit harder. So it's like almost like who's gonna get hit first. But like the lighter weight classes, you have to be a lot more technical and a lot more skilled in all different areas to win those fights, because you know everybody knows everything.
Right.
You can't just like pray to God that I'm gonna get this knockout. You know what I'm saying? Like, pray to God. No, like you gotta be ready to do that shit for real.
For sure. More of a statement, I guess. She goes, okay, so she's the prettiest MMA fighter in the game. Good interview. I was like, okay.
Good job.
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, sounds good. Then another one like that. Why do you have to be so goddamn beautiful? That's another one.
It's like they don't appreciate my comedy, though. You know, it's just like first and foremost, I'm a comedian. Second of all, you know.
Amen. Amen. Oh my God. Okay, back to fighting the go. What's your favorite fighting style?
Honestly, I mean, obviously, like striking's like my love, but I mean, I can do it all. Mm-hmm. You know, and I love it all. It's not like I don't ever feel like I go to a practice and I'm like, ugh, I have to do this today. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. You know, like I'll do anything.
Okay.
Every once in a while, I feel like striking's like my bread and butter. But I mean, I shoot. I love jujitsu. I do, you know, like I have things everywhere. So I'm not going to say I have a favorite.
Okay.
You know?
This is a good one. They said, would you rather have a first round knockout or a 15-minute war?
First round knockout. What?
Right? Masvid all that.
Break a sweat. I don't even break a sweat, and I'm still making the same amount of money. What you mean?
100%. I don't get that one. Do you watch One or Ryzen? And if you do, who's your favorite fighter out of those promotions?
Honestly, not really. Unless I get like every once in a while I'll come across like highlights, but I don't usually like go out of my way to watch those cards, to be honest.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Next one, they go, do you have a OnlyFans or a fan site?
No.
Okay.
I have a dad that I love very much.
I love it. If you could train with anyone, alive or dead, who would you train with?
Muhammad Ali.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I love him. I have a whole above my bed, I have like a 3-piece like canvas of him like standing over Sonny Liston. Like I love Muhammad Ali.
Love that. Okay. Last one for the fans. Like I said, there was a lot, but this is the last one. What is your 2022 personal goal?
To fight as much as possible.
So that I get, kind of what we talked about earlier, personal and MMA that merges into one.
Yeah, you know, 2021 was my personal year that I like went through a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And like now I'm just like, okay, now I'm prepared. You know, it's like you always have to have that thing that like builds you up, and you know, especially when people are like destined to be great and do great things, you're gonna have to be broken first. So I feel like my 2021 year was figuring that out, like burning my shit to the ground and then coming back out, and then now this is the year where I'm like, I really get to show it. And I can like feel that, you know?
When you were out there in North Carolina, like what was the male fighter, female fighter, or just the sport itself? What kind of got you intrigued or interested in fighting? And you're like, oh shit, I'm going to fight professionally.
Honestly, I worked at the time, I was working at a bar, but then one of the people that worked there with me, I'm pretty sure he had a crush on me, but I was so young and like, I was like, whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm going to go to this MMA gym. And I know now that he was trying to be like, I'm so tough. But I was like, oh, that shit sounds kind of fun. Like, I kind of actually want to go to that. Right. And so I went with him, and then he ended up quitting. And then I was like, still going. So I was like, okay. Wow, and that was literally what happened. And then somehow I ended up out here, and the rest is history. So
did you know when you were traveling to Jackson Wink, did you know like, wow, this is one of the best gyms in the world? Like this is a big sink or swim moment?
But like also I was so new, I didn't know shit about anything. So I really was just like I literally got there and I didn't know half the fighters. Like I literally did not know half the people I was meeting, and I was just like, yeah, whatever, you know what I mean? But like now I like think back, I'm like, damn, like
yeah. I was like,
you know what I mean? You were definitely not prepared at all. Yeah. But you know, you can grow in the fire, I guess, right?
Love it. All right, so this is my personal. We do this segment every show on the pod. It's called Goin Bananas. 5 fun questions, usually kind of 1, 2 answer. You know, first thing that pops in your head. All right.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Goin Bananas with Lydia Warren. What's your lucky number?
My lucky number is 20.
Your vacation spot, tropical or cold weather?
Tropical.
Your favorite combat sports athlete ever?
Muhammad Ali.
Good one. Hidden talent or skill?
I can sing. Don't ask me to do it.
Deal. What's your favorite item in your closet?
Probably my shoes.
Your shoes? Yeah. Is it more like kicks? You got more like a Jordan Nike collection, or more like oh really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a sneakerhead.
Okay, more than 20, 22 pairs?
Nah, but probably like a solid 10, 15 maybe.
Okay. That next time on, we're just gonna do we'll have just closet,
just me showing my shoes.
Just sneakers, colors, assortments, you know, and then we'll make a fight announcement.
Yeah.
Awesome. Lydia, man, I appreciate it. It was good. It was fun. Like I said, anytime you want to come back, you got me. You got my number now. Just hit me up, and we'll talk more soon, all right?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You as well.